Ancient Crete, home to King Minos, son of Zeus and Europa. Yes, that's Europa, the one Zeus kidnapped while disguised as a bull. So right from the start, this family's relationship with cows is a bit complicated to say the least. Poseidon, being generous for once in his life, sends Minos a perfect white bull to sacrifice. A bull that Minos takes one look at and goes, "I quite like this bull," and doesn't sacrifice it, which you don't typically say to the god of the sea. Poseidon is unsurprisingly pretty angry and gets revenge in the most Greek myth way possible. He makes Minos' wife, Pasiphae, fall in love with the same white bull. Pasiphae, love-struck and on a mission, asks pro-engineer and designer Daedalus to make her a cow suit, which he does no questions asked like a true professional should do. One cursed romance and some very questionable engineering later, Pasiphae gives birth to the Minotaur, a half-man, half-bull monster with an appetite for people. Minos is a bit freaked out understandably and asks the Oracle of Delphi what to do. The Oracle, an always reliable source of advice, tells him to build a snazzy underground abode, aka the Labyrinth, which the Minotaur will not be able to escape from. So Minos hires Daedalus, Greece's #1 inventor and bull costume maker, to build the Labyrinth. The Minotaur gets locked inside and everyone pretends that this is normal palace decor. But Minos is so paranoid that Daedalus will leak the Labyrinth's layout, so he locks him and his son Icarus in a tower, which is a myth for another video. Anyways, sparing a few irrelevant and quite frankly totally confusing details, Minos' favourite son Androgeus goes to Athens, wins a load of athletic games and somehow ends up dead. Maybe murdered, maybe crushed by the weight of his own success. No one's quite sure, not even the king of Athens, Aegeus. King Minos, as we can already tell, is a very rational man, and blames all of Athens. And instead of declaring war, he demands something much more theatrical. Every great year, Athens must send 14 young people, 7 boys and 7 girls, as tribute to feed his monster with a big human-shaped appetite, because true justice is feeding teenagers to your wife's cursed offspring. This tribute arrangement works out smoothly for the first few years. However, King Aegeus is miserable about this whole child sacrifice thing. His son Theseus hears about it and volunteers himself as one of the tributes, and sets himself on a mission to end the tribute once and for all. Theseus is brave but also famously arrogant. This is the same guy who later tries to kidnap Helen of Troy before the Trojan War even starts. To put it simply, he is a massive clout chaser and a little bit of a douche. So he joins the next tribute shipment to Crete, promising to slay the Minotaur. No plan, no backup, just pure ancient Greek bravado. Theseus arrives in Crete, still with no plan but greatly confident that he will leave alive. He can't respawn for the record. This swagger and supposed handsome look catches the eye of Ariadne, Minos' daughter and half-sister to the Minotaur. She takes one look at Theseus and decides this random Athenian boy is worth betraying her entire family for. So she sneaks him a ball of string and a sword so he can find his way out of the labyrinth after slaying the Minotaur, with instructions to go forwards, down, and never left or right. Theseus heads into the labyrinth and eventually stumbles into the Minotaur. They fight, Theseus wins, the tribute is ended, and no more Athenians will be eaten by the Minotaur. Depending on the version, he either stabs it or strangles it. Either way, Athens finally gets the W it needed. He retraces the string back out, finds the other tributes along with Ariadne, and escapes Crete. Theseus and Ariadne sail together. Great escape, great romance, everything's perfect. Until Theseus decides to ditch Ariadne on the island of Naxos. What a gentleman. Luckily, she gets rescued by Dionysus, god of wine and parties, who falls in love with her. Greek mythology can get a bit weird sometimes. Theseus sails home to Athens, but forgets to change the ship's black sails to white to signal that he's alive to his father. His father sees the black sails, assumes Theseus is dead, and throws himself off a cliff. And that's how we get the name of the Aegean Sea. So the moral of the story? Never lie to the gods, never ghost your girlfriend, and always check your sails before heading home. Thanks for watching Theseus and the Minotaur. Like, subscribe, and remember, confidence isn't always the same as a plan.